If someone shows you this list and say it's toxic masculinity, just know you winning, kings. Just know you winning. If you don't have any aggression in you, you need some. If you can't calm that aggression down and know when to be stoic, then you need to get that too. If you don't have no physical or mental toughness, you're not gonna be able to control none of your aggression. You're not gonna be able to be able to calm down, be able to go into your a place where you're like peace and relax and stuff like that. People try to say that masculinity is a social construct, and this is toxic masculinity. This list right here. I just have a question. In nature, when you have males and females, don't most of the times the males are have aggression in them. The males have are the more tougher ones. The males are more likely to be self reliant and more likely to be out by themselves versus having the females in the groups. Isn't that more mostly what happens? Isn't this list right here able to apply to males of any species, any animal group? So is toxic masculinity or masculinity a social construct, or does it actually have something to do with genetics of being a male versus female? Before we get on to it, I recommend you watch the video all the way to the end and subscribe if you enjoyed the material and want more and like the material. Let me know if it's good or if a dislike. Let me know it's bad, and leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down to those elaborate why you liked or disliked the material.
What is toxic masculinity? Everything you need to know. Toxic masculinity is a popular term used nowadays to describe the behavior of men that are problematic.
Toxic masculinity came from a psychologist or a group of psychologists. I forgot what it was. They were studying prisoners and the most violent groups of men, and they decided to coin the term to describe certain behaviors that they saw. I believe to apply that to every man and is like wrong. That's why when they applied the alpha wolf theory to wolves in general, it doesn't apply because those are wolves in captivity. When you have the most violent offenders and the most and you have prisoners, you can't say, "Oh, all men are like these prisoners," because that's not true. We might have things that are in common, but we are not like prisoners because on a case by case basis, you'll understand that most men are not like prisoners, and some men are like the antithesis of some prisoners. But let's continue.
While it may sound demeaning to men, toxic masculinity does not criticize masculinity itself. Instead, it refers to the adherence men may have to societal standards for masculinity that can prove to be harmful to men and society as well.
If a man is truly acting masculine and truly being what masculinity is supposed to be, like a protector, provider, nurturing, and from a masculine view, being a disciplinary figure, like then he can't be toxic. But when he steps outside of being masculine and starts acting in something that's not good for him or good for his people he's supposed to provide for, good for his kids, good for his spouse, then it becomes toxic. But that's not something that should be tied to being masculine. That should just be tied to each individual or on a or case by case situation.
Masculinity is not inherently a problem in society. However, what is expected from it can lead to the development of such elements. Toxic masculinity exhibits traits that are characteristic to men, such as 1. Aggression, 2. Being stoic, 3.
So aggression, being stoic, physical and mental toughness, emotional insensitivity, self sufficiency, discrimination against everything not, and then finish it off. So let's go through each of them one by one. Aggression. As a man, you need to have some aggression in you. You can't just be soft, but you need to have some discipline. One of the main thing men need is discipline because it's one thing to be aggressive, but it's one thing to have that control. Being stoic. Being stoic is physically and mentally tough. I'm gonna try to combine those two together because if you're mentally tough, you have some type of physical toughness because it helps your endurance, help you be able to go long, help you be able to survive in the environment, even if it's just a day-to-day environment, like help you go a little bit further than the other person because you're just a little bit physically tougher than them. But mental toughness, you need that. You mental toughness and being strong and aggression, like if you have them all three, you're not it's gotta be well balanced. If you have mental toughness, you could balance being aggressive and being stoic. You don't have to be all aggressive all the time because you're mentally tough not to let things get to you, so you don't have to be aggressive. You're mentally tough so you could be in a stoic state and know when to okay, I could snap, I could get out of here, enjoy myself because that seems kind of dumb. Emotional insensitivity. I feel like they just want to pacify men, make men weaker, make men not the type of men that that their father used to be. They want to make men this new type of beta liberal men that like is not good. They might think they want a weak man, and weak men does not make for a good society. Self sufficiency. You need to be self sufficient as a man. You can't be relying on everybody. You because there's gonna be times where, hey yo, everybody gotta take care of their own stuff, and you're gonna be you by yourself. And as a man, you gotta be able to survive. You gotta be able to, hey, look to your left, look to your right. No one's there with you, but still continue going. Simple like that. So to be honest, all of this is just like like discrimination against everything. Not I don't know what that, I think it's supposed to be. I don't know the not gonna finish, but the first five specifically, y'all need the first five to be a man. To be masculine, y'all need the first five. If you don't have any aggression in you at all, like even Jesus Christ was flipping tables and hitting people with whips when the time called for it. Come on, come on. You need some aggression in you. You can't be pacified. You should be stoic, but you can't be pacified. Like you should know emotional insensitivity. Hey, you need that. You need people to think like, oh yeah, he don't have no emotion because if you don't let people get to your emotions, like they can't control you. Like one of the easiest way to control people is emotion. That's why people yell, speak passionately like that all the time because they know that's some way to control people. When you get that anger and energy into them, it's easier to control them. Like that's why if you're like emotionally insensitive, it's harder to control you. And when you're self sufficient, you don't really need to rely on anything when you're self-sufficient, you don't need to rely on anything from other people. It's even harder to control you too. They don't like people. They don't like men having any of these characteristics because then it becomes harder to control them. When you're aggressive, it's harder to control someone that's aggressive. It's harder to control someone that's stoic because when you're very emotional, it's easy to control. But when you're in that yes. Okay, continue. It's harder to continue, like, but when you're like, "Oh, what?" It's easier to get you, like, to slip up, get you to make that false wrong move because you're too emotional. When you're physically weak and mentally weak, you're gonna be dependent on other people. When you're physically and mentally weak, you're not gonna put up a fight. So all of these characteristics of stuff that you need as a man, and it's not toxic at all. And if this is toxic masculinity, shit, I'm the most toxic one of them all then. Or gonna be shit. What you talking about? You need these as a man.
Physical and mental toughness. 4. Emotional insensitivity. 5. Self sufficiency. 6. Discrimination against everything not heterosexual. Men displaying a
Okay. For the last one, discrimination against discrimination against everything not heterosexual. To me, I'm a traditional person. I'm more conservative in the way I live my life. And you're not you're You're not gonna continue on the human race. You're not gonna continue on family, society, communities without heterosexual sex. That's the only way that it will continue. So it's the only heterosexual sex is the one that's actually important. Like you can't do anything. You can't make more people without heterosexual sex. So heterosexual sex is actually important. Then you have people say, "Oh, females can make babies with their ball barrels. They can make with sperm." I'm like, you want some babies from sperm made from bones of females? Like that's how y'all want to continue on the population? Oh, you want to? Oh, we can make the test tube babies. Go ahead, and make your weird test tube babies with his face smushed up against the glass, coming out like, yeah, come on, bro. But let's continue.
affection or sensitivity is taken as a sign of them having homosexual tendencies.
Wait, men displaying affection or sensitivity is taken as a sign of them having homosexual tendencies? No, it is not. Everybody's like, bro, oh, are you going to oh, are you going to get a girlfriend? Oh, look at you. That's bro. We just teasing the other dude. Like, it's not that big a deal. We're only teasing the other dude, not because we're trying to call him a homosexual, because we know it makes him feel uncomfortable because it makes us feel uncomfortable because I don't know why. It just do when the emotion gets a little too cheesy, get a little too lovey dovey. You're like, ugh. Just how some dudes are. I know y'all females love that shit, but we kind of get awkward around it. Not gonna lie.
This goes against society's expectations of men being attracted to straight, cisgender women only, which
Why are they attacking heterosexuality? It's like it's the normal thing to be heterosexual.
propagates heterosexism in men. Another common phrase is, I'm a guy. What do you expect? Used in conjunction with the perceived social norms and roles that men are expected to adhere to, this phrase is essentially a justification of actions that are in line with toxic masculinity. Men are supposed to own up to how society expects them to act.
I'm gonna end it for this. Might be the last part we cover. Should men own up to act the way society expects us to act? I believe yes and no. I believe at the end of the day, you need to be the type of man that I believe at the end of the day, you need to be the type of man that you believe is best for you to be. Because as society changes, the type of man that they want you to be is changing. Because if I say, "Oh yes, you should be the type of man society wants you to be," and current society is asking for men to be less masculine, we're asking for men to be more passive, asking for men to be like, more feminine and actually meant to be basically women, actually meant not to be aggressive, actually meant to be not stoic, actually not physically, mentally tough, not care about going to the gym, making your body better, making yourself better. That's not something men want. Men want to hear, "Hey yo, hey yo, you ain't shit. You need to get better." Men want to hear stuff like that. That's how they know. All right, I'm gonna get better. Men want to know here, hey yo, that's trash. You could do better, but you could do better. Men want to be spoken to tough. Men want to be spoken to harsh. But psychology nowadays will make you think, oh, men want to be spoken to like, um, are you? It's okay, little Billy. You could get there next time. No, we want to be like, what the fuck is your problem? Get up and go fucking do it. That's how men want to be talked to. I don't know why, but it is. Story time. One time I asked my brother for some relationship advice. The first thing he started giving me was the normal liberal, left leaning type of oh blah blah blah. And I'm like, yo, chill out. I don't want to hear that. I need something like I need some crazy stuff because for me and my girl, I think I'm a crazy person. I think she's a little crazy herself, but I'm making her crazy. I'm not gonna lie. If she ever asks me to say she's crazy because all girls are crazy. And if you find your girl that's not crazy, she's just better at hiding it. So I asked him for some advice. He started giving me that old soft stuff. And I'm like, bro, no, I need some more crazy stuff. And I need some more like off the wall stuff. I need some more like not so normal. And then when he gave me some like crazy stuff, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's like, bro. And he's like, bro, shut up, stop being stupid. You know you're gonna stop complaining. I'm like, after he told me shut the fuck up, stop complaining, you're just being stupid. I'm like, you're right. I just wanted to complain. He was kind of right about it. But the first thing he was telling me, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I wasn't really hearing it because that's not what I wanted. When he said, bro, when he started being more aggressive toward me, is when I started having a better receptive and better able to like get better able to understand like better understanding like what I should do next with my situation. But men need to be all those things on the list. All of them. Even that last one to a certain even that last one I'm gonna include it because you can't continue on the human population without heterosexual sex. Ayo, cancel me if y'all want.
What causes it? Toxic masculinity is not inherent to men. It is not genetic. A single cause for it cannot be pinpointed, since it has to do with the societal perception of men. The perception has been developed over millennia and has been influenced by culture, religion, and economic conditions. Moreover, it can vary across age groups and can also show differences according to classes. However, all experts agree that society reinforces and nurtures toxic masculinity. Several studies have discussed the negative effects of toxic masculinity on a man's health. While it is commonly seen as harmful to others, men face real harm because of it. Adhering to it is believed to affect the physical and mental health of men.
Yeah, I tried to see if there was anything more in the video that was of interest, but like I said, toxic masculinity doesn't exist. Being toxic is not something that's pertaining to one gender. Anybody of any gender could be a toxic person. So the next time you hear toxic masculinity and they try to say, "Oh, those are the six things they talk about," remember, like those are good things to be. Being aggressive, being stoic, and being mentally and physically tough. Have those first three things. If you have all those three things, that's part of masculinity right there. Any gender could be toxic, and any person could be toxic. So let's not try to say toxic masculinity is a thing and not talk about toxic femininity. Toxic masculinity came from studying prisoners, and then they try to apply to all men in general. That's kind of stupid. But hey, yo, I'm out.
And we're out of here like a screaming herd of turtles.